Vintage finds you'll love. Rachel Ashwell's secret ways to mix old and new for timeless style. Introduction. In the world of interior design, the allure of vintage finds is undeniable. Rachel Ashwell, renowned for her signature style that beautifully melds the old with the new, offers a treasure trove of ideas to achieve timeless elegance. As trends evolve, the charm of vintage remains ever relevant, providing a sense of history and uniqueness to modern spaces. Join us on a journey through Rachel Ashwell's secret ways to seamlessly blend the past with the present, creating a home that tells your story.
Before we jump into the next video, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and of course, subscribe to Yesteroom YouTube channel if you haven't already.
Embracing the charm of shabby chic. At the heart of Rachel Ashwell's philosophy is the shabby chic style, which celebrates imperfections and the beauty of age. By choosing pieces that have a story, be it a weathered wooden table or a faded floral fabric, your home becomes a canvas of character and warmth. The secret lies in embracing items that speak to you personally, allowing them to shine in their own imperfect way. Mixing antique and modern furniture. One of the most intriguing aspects of Ashwell's style is her ability to mix antique furniture with modern pieces. This juxtaposition creates a dynamic and inviting atmosphere. Picture a sleek, contemporary sofa paired with an ornate vintage coffee table. The contrast highlights the unique qualities of each piece, crafting a space that feels both curated and lived in. The part of layering textures. Layering textures is key to achieving a rich and inviting space. By combining soft linens, plush velvets, and rustic woods, you can create depth and interest in any room. Ashwell's approach encourages playing with different materials to evoke a sense of comfort and coziness, making your home a haven of tactile delight. Using vintage accessories to tell a story. Accessories are the jewelry of a room, and vintage pieces add a narrative element that new items often lack. Whether it's a collection of antique mirrors, a vintage clock, or retro lamps, these accessories provide a glimpse into the past while adding layers of personality to your space. Creating a nostalgic gallery wall. A gallery wall is a perfect way to showcase a collection of vintage art and photographs. Mixing frames of different eras and styles can create a nostalgic collage that serves as a focal point in your home. Ashwell recommends balancing old and new by including contemporary artworks or prints that complement the vintage pieces. Incorporating vintage fabrics in modern settings. Vintage fabrics, with their unique patterns and textures, can add a touch of history and charm to modern interiors. Consider using vintage textiles for curtains, cushions, or upholstery to introduce a sense of nostalgia. The key is to choose fabrics that harmonize with your existing decor, blending effortlessly into your space. Repurposing old items for new uses. Ashwell is a master at repurposing vintage items, giving them new life and function. An old ladder can become a quirky bookshelf, or a vintage trunk can serve as a chic coffee table. By thinking outside the box, you can transform forgotten treasures into functional and stylish pieces. Balancing colors for timeless appeal. Color plays a crucial role in achieving a harmonious blend of old and new. Ashwell often opts for a soft palette of pastels and neutrals, which provides a soothing backdrop for vintage pieces. By balancing these hues with pops of color from modern accessories, you create a visually appealing and timeless setting. Exploring flea markets and antique shops. For those seeking vintage finds, flea markets and antique shops are treasure troves of inspiration. Ashwell suggests taking the time to explore these spaces with an open mind, allowing yourself to be drawn to pieces that resonate with you. The thrill of discovery can lead to unique items that add character and charm to your home. Integrating vintage lighting solutions. Lighting can dramatically alter the ambiance of a room, and vintage fixtures add a touch of elegance and intrigue. From ornate chandeliers to retro pendant lights, these pieces can serve as stunning focal points. Pairing vintage lighting with modern elements can create a balanced and inviting atmosphere. The elegance of vintage dining sets. A vintage dining set can become the heart of your home, offering a place for gatherings and shared meals. Whether it's a rustic farmhouse table or a mid-century modern set, these pieces bring a sense of history and elegance to your dining area. Ashwell encourages mixing chairs of different styles for a relaxed and eclectic look. Decorating a vintage-inspired bedroom. Creating a vintage-inspired bedroom is about layering comfort and style. Consider incorporating an antique bed frame, vintage linens, and a selection of old books or trinkets. The result is a cozy retreat that feels both luxurious and lived in, a sanctuary where you can unwind and dream. Blending vintage and modern kitchenware. The kitchen is a perfect place to experiment with mixing vintage and modern elements. Pairing retro cookware with sleek contemporary appliances can create a functional yet charming space. Ashwell suggests displaying vintage dishes or glassware on open shelves for a touch of nostalgia. Crafting a timeless living room. A living room that seamlessly blends old and new becomes a timeless gathering place for family and friends. Ashwell's approach includes combining vintage furniture like a classic Chesterfield sofa with modern art and technology. The key is to balance comfort and style, creating a space that feels both elegant and welcoming. Reviving vintage garden decor. Outdoor spaces can benefit from vintage charm as well. Consider incorporating antique garden furniture, old planters, or weathered statues to create a whimsical and inviting atmosphere. Ashwell believes that these elements add a sense of romance and history to your garden. Utilizing vintage rugs for character. A vintage rug can serve as the foundation for a room, adding warmth and texture. Whether it's a Persian carpet or a faded key lamp, these rugs offer a timeless appeal that complements both antique and modern furnishings. Ashwell suggests layering rugs for added depth and interest. Vintage-inspired bathrooms with modern touches. Transform your bathroom into a vintage-inspired oasis by incorporating clawfoot tubs, retro tiles, or antique mirrors. Pair these elements with modern fixtures to create a space that feels luxurious and serene. The juxtaposition of old and new creates a unique and personalized escape. Creating a cozy reading nook. A reading nook is the perfect place to incorporate vintage elements from an old armchair to a stack of antique books. Ashwell recommends adding a vintage lamp for a warm glow and a sense of nostalgia. This corner of your home becomes a personal retreat, inviting you to relax and unwind. Celebrating the patina of age. Finally, Ashwell encourages celebrating the patina of age, the natural wear and tear that adds character to vintage items. Rather than striving for perfection, embrace the beauty of these imperfections. They tell stories of the past and add depth and authenticity to your home. Final thoughts. Rachel Ashwell's approach to mixing old and new is about more than just aesthetics. It's a celebration of history, individuality, and creativity. By thoughtfully blending vintage finds with modern elements, you can create a home that feels timeless and uniquely yours. Embrace the charm of vintage and let your space reflect the stories and memories that define you.